These are football bands you didn't know. Starting with the Times Serie A, literally banned the color green. Yep, in 2022, the Italian First Division announced that teams could no longer wear shirts that were mostly green as their away and third kits. Why? Because it blended in with the pitch on TV. That's it. Thankfully, teams like Sassuolo were okay, because the rules made an exception for home kits. Imagine telling fans their club jerseys are illegal, not because it's offensive, not because it's unsafe, but because it doesn't pop enough on a 4K broadcast. That's wild. But so was this, because even though it wasn't written in the rule book, a 2-digit number had all of Brazilian football in a chokehold, 24. And the reasoning goes deep. In Brazil, there's a traditional illegal lottery called Jogo do Bicho, the animal game. Each number from 1 to 25 is linked to an animal, and number 24 is linked to the deer. In Brazilian Portuguese, the word for deer, viado, has also been used as a slur for gay men. So over time, the number 24 picked up that association. And in Brazilian football, players avoided it. In the Campeonato Brasileiro Serie A, it wasn't officially banned. The league never outlawed the number, but culturally, it might as well have been. Clubs would release squad lists that jumped from 23 straight to 25. Internationally, it was the same deal, until the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, when center back Gleison Bremer broke the stigma by wearing the number 24 on his back. That was the moment 24 went from taboo to something positive. But for the longest time, it was football's forbidden number. But speaking of the World Cup, we gotta talk about the crowd thing that was so annoying, it got banned from stadiums. See, here's the thing. Watching games live is an experience like no other, but it can also come with its disadvantages, like sitting behind a 7-foot giant who blocks your view, getting caught in a rainstorm, or having your eardrums absolutely destroyed by a plastic horn. Yeah, I'm talking about the Vuvuzelas. During the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa, the sound of the Vuvuzelas became the soundtrack of the entire tournament. A constant groaning bee swarm from hell noise that never stopped. And sure, it created a unique atmosphere.
Goal, it's Shabalala! Goal for all Africa!
But it ruined the game for anyone sat next to a Vuvuzela blower. Plus, the broadcasters hated it. Players complained they couldn't hear teammates. Commentators said it ruined the audio.
And so anyway, baseball last night. We had only 2 games, very limited action.
Viewers at home said it felt like 90 minutes straight inside a malfunctioning vacuum cleaner. FIFA didn't ban them during that World Cup. They defended them as part of South African football culture. But after 2010, several European clubs and competitions moved to ban or restrict Vuvuzelas inside their stadiums. It was good riddance. But we gotta talk about the kit beef between Cameroon's national team and FIFA. See, in 2002, Cameroon pulled up to the African Cup of Nations wearing something that looked less like a football shirt and more like they were about to start shooting hoops. Sleeveless, no arms, just vibes. And honestly, it looked kind of fire. Turns out, it might have been their good luck charm, because they went on to win the tournament. But when they tried to wear the same sleeveless designs at the World Cup later that year, FIFA stepped in. According to Law 4, shirts must have sleeves, so the designers had to sew a sleeve onto them. Issue resolved. Or so you think. Cameroon had another bright idea. In 2004, they came back with a full one-piece unitard kit. Shirts and shorts combined. Prime Brock Lesnar onesie type shit. FIFA were not amused. They fined Cameroon and even docked them World Cup qualifying points, arguing the kit didn't comply with official equipment regulations. When it comes to kitting up for their competitions, FIFA do not play. Damn. And taking off your shirt when you're celebrating a goal? That is not allowed. But it wasn't always like that. For years, ripping your shirt off after a dramatic winner was just part of the game. Pure emotion, pure chaos. Shirts spinning above heads. The crowd losing its mind. Then, in 2004, the rule makers stepped in. The International Football Association Board, IFAB, updated Law 12 to state that removing your shirt during a celebration would result in an automatic yellow card. It was getting out of control. Players were revealing political messages, religious slogans, commercial statements, and in some cases, inciting the crowd. From that point on, the iconic shirt swing became a risk. Score a last-minute winner, lose your head, take your shirt off, enjoy your yellow card. And even though the rules have been in place for over 20 years, every now and then, in the heat of the moment, a player who's already on a yellow makes the tragic mistake.
Ekitike scores! Oh, Federico Chiesa's run and assist is something else. Well, Ugo Ekitike has been cautioned, and he's going to be shown a second yellow card for taking his shirt off and celebrating.
And that's not the only banned celebration. In fact, there's quite a list, because over the years, footballers have celebrated goals in many different ways that force the rule makers to step in. Take this famous moment from Mario Balotelli, for example. Shirt lifted, message revealed, iconic? Absolutely. But celebrations that display slogans, political, religious, or personal, can now lead to sanctions under IFAB rules. Then there's the double eagle. It's made by crossing your hands with thumbs linked and fingers spread to form an eagle shape. It represents the double-headed eagle on the Albanian national flag. Now, here's where it becomes controversial. In the 2018 FIFA World Cup, Granit Xhaka and Jurka Shaqiri, both of Kosovar-Albanian heritage, scored against Serbia. Kosovo's political history with Serbia is extremely sensitive and complex. So when they performed the Albanian eagle celebration, FIFA ruled it a political gesture in a highly charged fixture. Both players were fined for unsportsmanlike behavior under regulations prohibiting political statements. And I don't even need to tell you why this celebration is banned. Sometimes it's not politics, it's physics. Lumana Lualu made backflips his signature move at Portsmouth FC. The fans loved it. It was box office. Until one day,
This is swung in. And Portsmouth are level. And there's the backflip, and he scored for the fourth game in a row. He was going to cut out the celebrations.
after scoring, he landed awkwardly, twisting his ankle, and had to be taken off injured. He was sidelined for weeks. The manager and medical staff were furious. An emergency meeting was reportedly held, and from that point on, Lualua was banned by the club from doing backflips. Not by FIFA, not by the league, by his own team. Because sometimes the most dangerous opponent is the floor. Player safety is everything for clubs, which is why it was crucial this ban came out. Football boots used to be absolute weapons, not metaphorically, literally. Go back a few decades, you'll find players wearing thick leather boots fitted with long screw-in metal studs, often made from aluminium. They were heavier, harder, and less forgiving than the lightweight molded studs players use today, which was great for traction, not so great for shins. And that was on top of having players like Graham Souness and Vinnie Jones who tackled like they were trying to kill their opponents every game. Through the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s, as the game became faster and more physical, serious lower leg injuries became a growing concern. Sliding tackles with exposed metal studs could slice skin, tear muscle, and in some cases, cause deep puncture wounds. Law 4 gives referees the authority to inspect equipment, and over time, enforcement tightened. Studs couldn't be sharp, they couldn't be excessively long, they couldn't pose a danger to an opponent. But it didn't stop some players from being sneaky with it though. That's messed up. And so was the event that led to this ban, which can be seen as messed up or hilarious, depending on who you support. For Liverpool fans, it was one completely outrageous moment that summed up a very depressing era of football for the club. It was 2009. Liverpool were playing Sunderland in the Premier League when a fan threw an inflatable beach ball onto the pitch. Darren Bent took a shot.
Johnson and Rayner are bamboozled by the balloon.
The balls collided, causing the most ridiculous deflected goal of all time. What's crazier than the goal itself was the fact that it counted.
It's gone in! It's gone in! It would have gone to Rayner, and it's hit the balloon and gone in. It's 1-0 and so unlucky Liverpool.
Two things were clear. Much stricter refereeing had to be done to prevent a goal like that ever happening again. And having beach balls in the crowd was a giant no-no. And so, FIFA banned all inflatable objects from stadiums. But we gotta talk about the penalty loophole that made them way too OP. Yeah, players were pretending to shoot.
Pé direito na bola, a batida, paradinha!
No gol, Juliano. A paradinha do Neymar. Paradinha!
I mainly mean Neymar, who, when he was playing at Santos, was an absolute menace. It was an absolute cheat code. So much so that goalkeepers started complaining because they were forbidden from coming off their line and hitting the crossbar. This made things way too difficult for them, so FIFA stepped in and tweaked the rules. Under Law 14, feinting during the run-up is permitted, but once the kicker has completed the run-up, they are not allowed to feint to kick the ball. That's considered unsporting behavior. If a player performs a fake kick after reaching the ball, it's an indirect free kick to the defending team, and the kicker is cautioned. No messing about. Just kick the damn ball. Now, you might think players can wear whatever they want. They're celebs worth millions who have the power whether your weekend is good or completely ruined. But while modern footballers are pretty expressive, when it comes to branding, they're heavily restricted. Under competition regulations from bodies like FIFA and UEFA, players are not allowed to display unauthorized commercial messages or conflicting branding during matches. That means no political slogans on boots, no surprise sponsor logos, no turning your shin pads into a billboard. Even personal messages written on footwear can be flagged if deemed promotional or political. And then there's brand mixing. Take Alan Saint-Maximin, for example. dude's a walking fashion statement. And for the Premier League, it was all a bit too much. In 2022, he was charged for brand mixing when he wore Gucci and Louis V headbands. But competition rules prohibit visible third-party logos that aren't official kit manufacturers or approved sponsors. And it's not just fashion accessories. Players cannot write personal slogans on their boots. They cannot promote side businesses mid-match. They cannot surprise the league with a brand new deal on game day. Even tape covering logos is regulated in some competitions to avoid sponsor conflicts, because every inch of that pitch is controlled commercial space. Football isn't just a sport, it's a broadcast product. And if you try to sneak in a brand that hasn't paid for airtime, ooh, you're in trouble.